Hello guys and happy new year's to all of you, and thank you for joining me on today's video where we are going to do some price matching for some PC components both here in Europe, and I'm gonna check out what's happening overseas as well in the US with the prices for hardware starting off in 2024. This is gonna be a very good jumping off point because it is the early start of the year, and I want to do a follow-up video for this one a bit later on and see exactly how the prices fluctuate and where the prices are actually going. Okay, so let's get the show on the road now. Let's use Amazon right here because this is going to offer us a more apples to apples comparison in regards to the overall markets. You know, I'm going to reference right now the European market and as well the US, or I should say the North American side of things. And basically the prices, because I had opened up these tabs before I started recording, are actually going to give us a short insight into what's happening right here. Now, more power to you guys, but definitely don't feel out, or I should say don't feel price gouge as much as we do here in the European Union, because take a look at these prices for the Zotac 4090 right here. This is absolutely insane. So you guys are expected to pay in North America around $2,200 for a brand new 4090 from Zotac. This is actually coming, I think, from the Zotac store right here. And we in the European Union, basically same, I should say, Zotac store right here, we are expected to pay somewhere in the region of 2,800 euros. So let's put that into perspective here. What does 2,800 euros mean in dollars? Wow. Wow, so it means, well, close to $3,100. What is going on here? So, oh my God. So let's say 3050. I should say 3050 like this minus what is it, 2200, $850. So that's the price difference between buying a 4090 in the US and basically buying the same 4090 in the European Union. I mean, yeah, more power to you guys, but come on, stop feeling price gouge, because just take a look at these prices right here. This is absolutely insane. For $850, there are people who are making their whole PC with $850. It's, yeah, it is what it is. So these are the prices as it starts right now on the 3rd of January 2024, the moment of shooting this video, and this is absolutely amazing. Now, if you do have some sort of recommendations when it comes to other products that you want to see here on the channel in these videos, then definitely I will continue this video format as long as people want to see something else being compared. But for the moment, I'll just go on and price out some other hardware right here. Like I'll go on with the 4080. Let's see what this sells for in the US. Let's see what this sells for in Europe right now. So 4080, so it's the same Zotac. Let's see, Zotac, yeah, we have Zotac here as well. So the prices, well, the prices are more or less comparable here. It's just the traditional same price, but one is in dollars, one is in Europe, in euros kind of thing. So anyway, but if we go on to here and say 1,253 euros for dollars, that's $1,368. So that is still, you know, a fair price difference, but it is not as big as that 4090. So I knew this basically from the get-go because this is not something new. This has been happening for many years now, where let's take, for instance, Apple is going to take the same iPhone and sell it in the US for something, and it's going to sell it for the same something in European Union, although they're not going to be charging in euros. They're not going to be charging in dollars, but they are going to be charging in euros. So definitely we are feeling a price gouge right there. But hey, it is what it is. At least for this 4080 right here, I digress. The prices are more or less comparable, I could say. Let's take a 4070 and see where that's going to land us. Let's see, nvidia 4070. I don't want to say Zotac, but nvidia 4070. So moving down the tier list right here, we have the 4070. Basically, this in the US sells for $650, while in Europe you can get this for, well, 750 euros. So from the get-go, you have 100 euros more. I should say it's even more than 100 euros, but let's see. 750, that equals up to close to, well, $820. So yeah, $820, that is definitely something. So 820 minus 650, you get $170 more basically for the same GPU. That's just because we are in Europe. So this is how things are. Nothing more that we can do about that right now. So switching gears here, let's see some let's see some AMD GPUs, right? So let's just start off with the 7900 here from AMD. Let's just take the 7900. It's not AMD actually, it's Radeon. So let's go with the 7900 from Radeon, like so. Let's copy this over and see what we get here as well. Okay, 7900, this is the XT, this is the XTX. Let's try and see here if we can find the same one. So we'll go with the Merc 310 here, let's see. Merc 310, Radeon 7900. Okay, what is this? XT. Okay, so this is the same here. What do we get it for in Europe? Brand new. Okay, shipping unavailable. That's because I have a US address in here. 880 euros versus $800 right here. Yeah, okay. Sure, why not? Let's just go over. So 880 euros. Was it 880? 882. Okay, never mind. 880. So that's $960 US. So again, another price difference which more or less stands out with the previous generation nvidia that we looked at, the 4070. Around 160 euros, or I should say dollars, more in the European market for this graphics card right here. Yeah, so basically this trend continues as we go on with other products right here. So let's go with the 7800, Radeon 7800. Let's see here, 7800. Let's see the prices. Let's see if we can find apples to apples, basically the same product, because I don't want to be looking up at something else. This Asus stuff. So 7800 XTOC, 7800 XTOC. Okay, great. Do we have any buying options here for this one? Yes, we do. This is $565. What is the buying option for Europe? 691 euros. So close to 700 euros. Again, 700 euros, let's just round it up here, $764, so around $100 more for the same counterpart in Europe for the same graphics card. So it seems that the lower you go on the tier, the smaller the difference, because I would say it's more or less like a percentage type of thing here, where I would see basically or feel the same percentage. Of course, it's going to be less when you are going to be comparing less and less expensive products as you move on down the tier list here. Okay, so 7700 XT, or I should say the 77 from Radeon. Let's see what this sells for in the US, what this sells for in Europe right here. So what we get here? Okay, let's just go and find this Asus one, just because I have it on the right hand side here. Did I just go past it? No, I didn't. Okay, power color. Merc, let's just put in here Asus, there we go, just because we had Asus before. So we have here the Asus stuff, 7700 XT OC edition, 7700 XT OC edition here as well. So what else? This one sells for around 517 euros versus $470 right here. I would say that the average is going to be more or less the same, 517. That's $564, so around again roughly $100 more for the European counterpart of the same graphics card that you can find in the US. It is what it is, huh? So by now I think we pretty much get the gist of what's happening here with the prices on Amazon at least. So moving down, so let's switch gears once again. What about some CPUs here? Of course, let's just start off with my personal favorite, the Ryzen 9 7950 X3D. So let's see, same one here in the Deutschland Amazon, or the European version of Amazon anyways. Right, so now with the CPUs, this is basically getting into a much better looking landscape. As you can see, in Europe you can get a 7950 X3D for around 630 euros, and basically for $650 you can get the 7950 X3D in the United States, or Canada as it was, I think. But anyway, this is definitely more down to earth when it comes to pricing. So 630, that's definitely much closer to 650, and you're not going to be paying all that much on top of it for the same product in the US, or I should say in the EU versus the US. All right, so that's pretty nice to see. What about Intel? Is Intel the same or is it worse than this? Let's just look over some 4900. Sure, KF sounds nice. I want it to be unlocked. Let's just see if we can find this in the European Union. So i9 4900KF desktop processor, see buying options right here. And let's see. Okay, 655 euros versus what is this? 500 and what? It's $530. So yeah, this is definitely better, or I should say worse in comparison to the AMD side for the Ryzen 9 7950X3D. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, this is basically keeping up to what was happening with the prices in the GPU side, but for the Intel processor side. But what can you do, right? So anyway, we have 650 versus, of course, 550 right here. So 650, and this is basically $710. So you are going to be paying all that little bit extra, or I should say that much more, for the same processor in the EU versus the US. All right, well, it is what it is. But what about a 3900? So 3900, let's see here, 3900 KF as well. See buying options. Let's see here, all buying options. Okay, 620 euros versus $550. Okay, so it's basically maintaining, or I should say it's kind of keeping up with the GPU side of things, and the prices are basically comparable to what is happening in the GPU market. So the only good offer, or I should say offer, I see right now at the moment is with the Ryzen 9 processor, because, well, basically the price was more or less the same, but one was in euros, one was in dollars. So this has been my review of some cherry-picked products right here for both of the markets in the US and both in the EU. Guys, don't forget to leave your suggestions down in the box below. If you want to see more products in this type of video moving forward, then definitely I encourage you to use that section. I do my best and read through all of the comments, and see you guys in the next one. Oh, and by the way, what do you think about what's happening with the prices in the EU versus the US? Is this just? Is this fair? How does it feel for you guys in the US? Does it feel as hard for you guys over there to buy products as it is for us in the EU? And what is your overall opinion about what's happening with this price gouging overall? All right, see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome and Happy New Year's once again.